Hi, this is Ron Darling.
This is Skip Lockwood.
Hi, I'm Ron Swoboda of the 69 New York Mets, and you're listening to MetsMusings with Gary Mack.
Now it's time for some New York Mets baseball talk. Here's Gary Mack bringing you the latest news and analysis from Mets Nation and the world of baseball on another edition of MetsMusings.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of MetsMusings. And what the heck is going on with the Mets? This has got to be one of the worst homestands they've had in quite some time. 1-5. They lost 2 of 3 to the Giants, who they just got done sweeping out in San Francisco. And then the Cleveland Guardians come in and sweep the Mets. 1-5. This is not a good position to be in. I don't know what the heck happened to this team. They get hits one night, score 12 runs. The next night they can't get anything. They score 2. The offense is up and down, mostly down, especially on this homestand. It was terrible. The runners in scoring position remains a terrible problem. They're pretty useless in that, point, and then they'll score early in a game and they don't add to it. You have to keep adding on. They scored 2 runs in the first couple innings, grab a 2-0 lead, give it back, and then don't add on. And that's happened quite a bit in this Cleveland series in the first 2 games. The offense has been so bad that they almost got no hit in the last game of the series if it wasn't for Juan Soto in the 9th inning hitting a home run. And ending the not only ending the no-hitter, but he ended the shutout as well. But without that, there would have been no hit that game. Terrible. Now, I know some of it is good pitching, but there's too much talent on this team to allow that to happen. So hopefully they're going on the road. That'll turn around. But the pitchers have also struggled. The starters have not gone beyond 5 innings, except for Peterson and Manaea the other night. But the relief pitchers allowing big innings and walk-off home runs or runs in the extra innings. So it's been a struggle all up and down the lineup. Now, Pete Alonso did hit his 251st home run, and he remains one shy of Darryl Strawberry's franchise record. But then you've got Brandon Nimmo, who is struggling like crazy. He can't buy a hit. Just not getting the job done at this particular point in time. So he struck out 6 times over 2 games and left runners stranded. Just hard to understand when he was so hot. I mean, we've all seen streaky hitters, but this team has their load of them. And look, Alonso's right in there. He's hot again now, but he couldn't buy a hit there for a while. Lindor continues to struggle. I just mentioned Nimmo is slumping now. Soto has not been the Soto of old. And I know people are starting to say, well, it's all Soto's fault because the the clubhouse isn't happy. I don't think that's true. I don't see anything at all that would show that this man is causing any dissension in the clubhouse. He plays every day. He's there in the lineup. He missed one or two games because he got fouled the ball off his foot. He came out of a game, missed the next game, whatever. He's there all the time. So I don't want to hear that. I think part of Soto's problem is the syndrome. It seems to be when you sign a big contract like that, you stink your first year. Look, it happened at Beltran. It even happened to Lindor. And I don't know. It's just a question of being relaxed eventually, or trying to live up to the contract, and you can't do it right away. But this is not good. I mean, they were leading the Phillies by 5 games, and now they are, I believe it's still 2.5 games back. I don't think that's changed at all. But so they're 2.5 back, and it's shifted the whole momentum of the division back to the Phillies. And now the Mets are in a division chase, a wild card chase instead of the division chase. So you want to avoid that. They're the last of the wild cards now. So now you got to worry about that. So this homestand was very disappointing. And just getting that one win, which was a blowout, the Mets managed to get a lot of hits in that game. But after that, you would think the momentum would have been on their side. But it went away right away. And you got to worry about the consistency of this and the, how they going to adjust the roster, because they've been using a lot of bullpen. We thought they might be settled with the bullpen, but that's been up and down again. The latest is Dom Hamill has been sent down. Justin Hagenman has been called up. So that last spot in the bullpen, Rico Garcia pitched well. They just DFA'd him. So it is a continuous struggle for this team, and I don't know. I don't understand why. They should be better than this. I don't understand when you're in a slump like that why you don't try other things. Try bunting to get on. Try slapping the ball the other way. They all want to. It just seems to me, and this is my opinion, my view, but it just seems like they're all trying to hit home runs all the time. They're all trying to hit the 5-run home run, and there's no such thing. I think they have to relax and concentrate on going up the middle and to the opposite field. That's what you have to do, and make contact. Make contact. Hit the ball up the middle, the other way. I don't care if you hit a blooper the other way. Everybody's worried about these damn velocity things. I was discussing this the other day with a friend of mine, and the most stupidest stat in the world that they keep showing on all these broadcasts is the velocity, the hardest hit ball in the game so far. And 9 times out of 10, you look at it, it's an out. It's an out. It's a ground ball is short. I don't care if the ground ball is short is 150 miles an hour or if it's 30 miles an hour. In fact, I would prefer the 30 miles an hour because you probably got a better shot of beating that ball out. It's the most stupidest stat, and all of these guys are trying to get their velo up, their velocity up. No, it's a simple thing. It's hard to do. I'm not saying it's easy. If it's easy to do, we'd all be doing it. It's very difficult. We all know that, but these are professionals, and they're professionals in the major leagues for a reason. They've done it. It's a question of coaching. It's a question of meeting the ball, hitting the ball, making contact. You make contact, you put the ball in play, and things can happen. And when you're in a slump, you try to go up the middle or to the opposite field. The worst thing you can do is pull, because then you start pulling off of the ball. And you don't see the ball as much, as long, I should say. When you're going the other way or up the middle, you're letting the ball come more to you. And this is what they have to concentrate on. Even Alvarez, they keep praising Alvarez. He's swinging from the heels again. And look, I'm not one to argue with Jeff McNeil, but his philosophy, he doesn't want to be the way he was when he won a batting title. He changed his hitting style, and he thinks it's working better for him. I don't understand that. He hit 326 or something in that area, won a batting title, and now he changed it to I don't know what to get more velocity. And he's hitting 260 or something. So I'll take the 326. And with this team and the way they score runs, that's what they need. They need a guy that can drive in runs, that can make contact and keep the line moving. And get the hit when they need it. This team doesn't add on runs, as I said. They're very poor in that direction. But let's see what happens. They're going on a short road trip to Milwaukee, which has got like the best record in or one of the best records in baseball. We'll see what happens. They have to straighten this out. We'll see if they can do it in Milwaukee. Then they come home, and it doesn't get any easier. They face Atlanta, and I know Atlanta's not the Atlanta of previous seasons, but they're still Atlanta. Mets always have trouble with Atlanta and Seattle when they come back. And Seattle's a very good team. So we'll see. But we'll move on. Okay, now it's time to look at the injuries. I'm not going to go through everybody that's injured. We know who they all are. You know, Griffin Canny's gone for the season. Nunez is gone for the season. Minta, Danny Young, all gone for the season. Nick Madrigal gone for the season. Christian Scott gone for the season. So we're not going to go into that. We're going to look at who's got a shot at coming back. One of them is Paul Blackburn. He went out in July with a right shoulder impingement. He is fully stretched out and recovered from his injury. He pitched 87 and 93 pitch performances in his last two rehab starts. He will probably make one more minor league start while the Mets figure out what to do with him. Tyler McGill has been out since June with a right elbow strain. He is expected to come back in another week or two or three, who knows. He threw 20 pitches in a live batting practice session 4 days ago. He is expected to throw 2 innings in another session today, so we'll see how that works out for Tyler McGill. Brandon Waddell had a right hip impingement. It's been out since the end of July. He began a rehab assignment with AA Binghamton on August 2nd, throwing 2 2/3 perfect innings with 6 strikeouts. He had been optioned to AAA Syracuse on July 19th, but subsequently had that option reversed and was placed on the IL. So Waddell is down in Binghamton right now. Had a good outing on a rehab assignment. We'll see. My guess is that he will be brought up and then sent back down. Being that they have 2 lefties now in the bullpen with Brooks Raley and Gregory Soto. Jesse Winker is another question mark. He has lower back inflammation, and it's just not responding. He's been out since the beginning of the year. He came back for a few games and then went back out in July. He's still not close to starting baseball activities and was subsequently transferred to the 60-day IL, meaning that September 9th is the earliest possible return date for him. So we will not see him for at least another month, maybe more. He may be out for the season. Who knows? And that's the way the Mets year seemed to be going on the injury report. When you look at the injury updates for the Mets on their on the MLB New York Mets website, it's just amazing, the names on there and the guys that are gone for the season. I mentioned a bunch of them before. Nunez and Griffin Canning and Drew Smith is on there. Even though his surgery was before the season even started. Max Kranick, another guy, gone for the season. A lot of them arm issues. Canning was not the arm, thank goodness. He was the Achilles tendon. Still not good. Siri with the fractured leg that didn't respond right. AJ Minter, Danny Young, Christian Scott. I mean, it just goes on. And that's not making an excuse. All the teams have it. The Dodgers have lost more of their pitchers, and yet they managed to be on top. The Mets' problem is the hitting. And look, it may be time to look at the coaching staff, at least the hitter. Sometimes you have to send a message. You can't fire all 26 guys, so you may have to send a message. That's why coaches lose their jobs. And it may be the 2 hitting coaches. It may be time for them to go. Something's got to wake this team up. Mendoza, look, I love Mendoza. He's been, they've been questioning some of his moves in the bullpen. But he's doing what he can do. They don't go out there and they can't go out there and do it. They can just coach these guys, and you have to. He's sticking by his coaching staff, but you have to wonder if they're working with these guys and they're not paying any attention to what they're saying, telling them what to do. Then you either have to bench the guy, or you've got to find a way of getting through to him, or you got to change the coaches just to shock him. Maybe it's too much. Maybe there's too much information again. This happened before. where the analytic department was getting too much involved, and maybe these guys are taking too much of that information to themselves. It could be you start to struggle, you're looking for more and more answers, and maybe it's too much. Maybe they're getting too much information on their own. Now, I'm not saying the analytic department or the coaches are trying to shove this information like what happened in the past with the Mets. Maybe these guys are trying to find out the information on their own, and it's too much. Just go up and hit. Block out all of the information for a while. Don't let them use the iPads. Take them out of the dugout. Let them go old school. Let them just go up there, gas, and try to hit. Can it be any worse than a one-hitter the other day? The worst it could be is no-hitter. And they were almost no-hit anyway. So shut off all the technology for a couple of games. Shut it off in the clubhouse. Play movies, play cartoons, play anything in the clubhouse, but don't let them go to old game video. Shut the video room down. Don't let them go look at their old bats or what they did. That's for the coaches to do. Let the coaches look and say, hey, his hands were up here, now they're down here. Or his hands were here when he was going good, now they're up here. Or whatever. His stance, his foot was a foot back or a foot front when he was going good. Now it's a foot backwards from where he was. So that's up to the coaching staff to find. That's not up to the players. So, I try anything. Send them for eye exams. I mean, as the last resort. That's, that always works. Got nothing to lose by trying. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look at some other news. Pete Alonso was named the Mets 2025 Heart and Hustle Award winner. The Heart and Hustle Award is picked by Major League Baseball Players Alumni Association, and they announced on Tuesday the winners for all 30 teams. This will be the 20th year of the award, which is presented to the active player who exemplifies a true passion for the game and who best embodies the values, spirit, and tradition of the game. It's also the only award voted on by former players, as each team's winner is chosen by a committee of alumni. The overall winner will be chosen from the pool of team winners by a combination of alumni and fan votes, and they have not named that yet. So congratulations to Pete Alonso being named the Mets 2025 Heart and Hustle Award winner. And Mets closer Edwin Diaz has been named the National League's reliever of the month after another dominant performance in July. Diaz had previously took home the honor in May and has now posted two separate months this season without allowing an earned run. The Mets used Diaz 10 times in July, when he racked up 7 saves in 11 innings pitched while striking out 18 batters. So congratulations to Edwin Diaz on his Player of the Month award. All right, let's take a break and come back right after this.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for interesting baseball talk, opinions, and history.
Baseball and BBQ, your place for barbecue recipes, tips, and interviews from the world of barbecue. If you like baseball and if you like barbecue, then tune in to Baseball and BBQ. Find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and BaseballTalkRadio.com.
now it's time to go down on the farm. And boy, it's been quite the week for Mets getting hardware or getting noticed, as two of the Mets' top prospects took home their honors for their incredible performances over the past month. Brandon Sproat was named International League's Pitcher of the Month, while outfielder Carson Bange was named Eastern League Player of the Month. Sproat made 5 starts in July, pitching to a minuscule 0.67 ERA with a 0.81 whip and 33 strikeouts over 27 innings of work. The 24-year-old Sproat got off to a bit of a rough start this season, but thanks to his terrific July, he has lowered his season ERA from 5.43 on June 28th to where it currently stands at 4.07. As for Baines, the 2024 first-round pick has been destroying the ball since his promotion to Double-A Binghamton. In 27 games as a Rumble Pony, Baines is slashed .356 with 8 home runs and 20 RBI. In July, he also has slashed .397 with 7 home runs and drove in 17 runs in July alone. This guy is looking really good, Carson Bange. Brandon Sproat has come around. It's time for him and Nolan McLean, who we're going to mention in just a second, to be called up to the Mets and see what they can do. As I said, Nolan McLean, he also continues to impress this year for AAA Syracuse. He allowed just 1 hit on 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch across 5.2 scoreless innings while striking out 7 batters against the Charlotte Knights in his last start. He generated 15 swing and misses while topping out at 97.3. Entering his start, which was Tuesday, McLean has been terrific, tossing 104 innings split between Double-A Binghamton and Syracuse, while posting a 2.60 ERA and a 1.14 whip while striking out 113 batters. So Nolan McLean has had a terrific season. Brandon Sproat got it figured out. He is looking good as well, and these guys are probably the 2 guys that are the closest to the majors right now, and maybe that's the spark this team needs. They need something. They need to call somebody up that can spark them, maybe even a Carson Bange. Put him in center field, see what he can do. Yes, he's at Binghamton. It's quite a jump, but they did that in 2015 with Michael Conforto, and it worked well for that season. And he had a couple of good seasons, and then I think I blame the Mets coaching for ruining him after that. But why not at this point in time? They're struggling, and they could use him. And also, Mets prospect Ryan Clifford had a big game the other day and continues to come on strong as he homered twice with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies as well in his last game, and he's starting to really come around and show his power. So he may be a guy. I think I would leave him there, but I would promote him to AAA and see what he can do the rest of the season. There's only a month left at the AAA level, so why not get a taste of what he can do in case Alonso leaves? If Alonso opts out and they cannot sign him, will they go the Vientos at first? Or will they try a guy like Clifford? So why not move him up a level and see what he can do? in the short time that's left. And I know now they may be leery about moving anybody up because of the playoffs coming up in the minor leagues, and they'd like to, we'll get into that. But they don't want to hurt any of the teams. Some of the teams are fighting for playoff spots. Some of the ones that were in playoff spots have really not done good in the second half. Brooklyn especially. Part of Brooklyn's problem is they lost a lot of their players to Binghamton, and now Binghamton's in first place. So that's what happens sometimes, But one of the note on a prospect here, Jonah Tong, pitched on Tuesday for Binghamton. He fired 5 innings, a shutout ball. Again, he allowed just 3 hits and 2 walks while striking out 8 during his 82-pitch outing. He lowered his ERA to 1.58 and now has 154 strikeouts in 97 innings this season, spanning 19 starts. So he's another guy to keep an eye on. But he's young. He's 20 or 21. Take your time with him, and that's exactly what they're doing. But he's been just working his way through the system quickly, and he looks like the real deal as well. All right, let's take a look at the standings for the second half in the minor league. Syracuse is in first place in their division. They have a 27-8 record. They are tied for first, with a 6.5 game lead over the second place team or the third place team. Binghamton is 24-11. They are by themselves in first place in their division with a 3-game lead. Brooklyn, poor Brooklyn, they are 15-23 on the second half. They are in the playoffs for winning this division in the first half, but that team it's not the same team now. They have dropped to last place, and they are 13 games out of the lead. St. Lucie is 27-11. They are in first place, and they are 8 games ahead in their division. Now, you'll see some of the St. Lucie players get promoted to Brooklyn to try to boost Brooklyn in the playoffs. We'll see. That happens too at times. But minor leagues have had a very good season. And why is that important? Well, it's important because it just instills winning in an organization and from a young age. So you want to see that, and that's exactly what they're doing now. So we want to see them progress in the pitchers and to come up and be ready and have a winning attitude. Now, as I said earlier, the Mets are done with the homestand, and they're off to Milwaukee. They will play 3 games there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're off Monday. They come back to play Atlanta. It's 3 games and 3 games against Seattle. Currently, the Mets are 63-52, and as I said, they are 2.5 behind Philadelphia. The probable pitchers, subject to change, will be Kodai Senga is 7-3 versus Brandon Woodruff, who's 3-0. Keep in mind, Milwaukee has a very good pitching staff. No announcement for the Mets for Saturday's game. That would be, I believe, Frankie Montas' spot, so they haven't decided as we record this who they're going to pitch, which could mean something's up with Montas, whether they put him on IL for some reason. They could release him. They were not happy with his last couple of starts. So he's not in this rotation coming up. So it's going to be to be determined right now versus Logan Henderson, 3-0 on the year. Sunday's game is Sean Manaea 1-1 against Quinn Priester, who is 11-2 for the Brewers. So those are the probable pitches as we know right now. The Saturday thing really interests me again because, as I said, that would be where Montes should be starting. That would be his spot, and he is not penciled in there. So interesting to see what the Mets have in mind for that and what they are going to do. So we shall see as we progress on through the system. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Always hit the subscribe button wherever you get the podcast, whether it's the audio version, which is available on all your favorite podcast apps, or if you're watching the video on YouTube or Rumble. We're also on Rumble if you prefer. Again, hit the like or the subscribe button there as well. You can also view the show on TikTok. It's also on TikTok. So all kinds of ways to get the show. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. And by the way, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing with the show and what you'd like to see, what you don't like, and what I should leave out or whatever. So your feelings on all of that will be greatly appreciated. So until next time, remember to keep the faith, stay optimistic, and let's go Mets. I'm Gary Mack, and I'll see you next time on another edition of Mets Musings.